Pisces, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the heart, and thanks ever so much for joining me on your mid-month reading, 16th to the 30th of September. This is your Celtic cross reading. You'll already have your love reading up as well, okay? So we're going to have a look what's coming in for Pisces. I'm using my Rider-Waite deck again, and I'm also using the Angel Answers for your deck of cards for an advice reading, okay, afterwards. So, Universe Spirit, what is the advice? What are the messages? What are the messages from Spirit coming in for the zodiac sign of Pisces? What are the messages coming in? What are the messages coming in for Pisces? What are the messages coming in for Pisces? What are the messages coming in for Pisces for the final 2 weeks in September 2017? What are the messages coming in for Pisces? What are the messages coming in for Pisces? What are the messages coming in for Pisces for the final 2 weeks in September 2017? This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the final 2 weeks in September 2017. Show me. Alright, so let's split the deck into three. Collect it back up. And let's have a look what's going on with you guys. Wow, Ten of Cups. Influences of the Queen of Swords. I think you guys, you're experiencing the greatest happiness in the final 2 weeks of September 2017, Pisces. This seems to be because of the Queen of Swords. It could be that there's a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It might be something to do with a legal situation that's been finalised, maybe with that Queen of Swords energy there. She is a legal card. She's a lawyer, barrister. She's also somebody who gives great advice, so great spiritual advice. She's usually seen as a healer, a spiritual advisor, as well as the Queen of Swords. She's a counsellor, so it might be in relation to maybe some advice you've received that you're experiencing the greatest happiness here with this Ten of Cups energy. It might also be that if you've cut certain things out or you've made a big decision, Pisces, it might be that this is why you're experiencing the greatest happiness. The root issue is that some fortunate change, I feel, has come to you guys. You've got that Wheel of Fortune showing there. In the recent past, Queen of Cups, and that's your energy, it's Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy. In the recent past, it might be that you've had a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian person around you, but it also might mean that this is your energy. And in the recent past, you've been feeling a sense of emotional, or doing a lot of kind of emotional sort of introspection, which is what this Queen of Cups energy is. The most likely outcome is the Page of Wands. So there's some exciting news coming in. There's an announcement that might be made with this Queen of Wands energy, or there could be some exciting new beginnings that you guys are actually venturing towards. The immediate future, which is lovely, or that could be a child or something like that. In the immediate future, you've got the Queen of Wands energy showing here. And the Queen of Wands could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius individual around you guys. With this Queen of Wands, it might be some really good news concerning working matters with that Queen of Wands energy showing up there. If this is your energy, you're feeling very, very confident, very fearless, very motivated, very ambitious about the future with this Queen of Wands energy. She's a fearless character and she's wonderful. You guys right now are the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords represents often when you are communicating the truth. So it might be something to do with communication, because you guys are that Page of Swords. You might be doing some form of research with the Page of Swords. You might also be communicating the truth to another individual, Pisces, here with this Page of Swords energy showing up. What you'll experience coming in is strength. So it's the need to have confidence within the self. It's the need to have a sense of inner belief. Some of you guys, it will be the need to withdraw or to hold back on something. For some of you guys, it's overcoming some form of an obstacle. Your hopes or fears, well, the hopes are to move on in a new direction, because you've got that Six of Swords, overcome any type of mental obstacles that you might have. And the outcome for you guys is showing the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands says that your ships are coming in and you're actually looking to the future, which is really nice energy. So let's have a look at why you guys are the Page of Swords. Why is Pisces the Page of Swords in the last 2 weeks of September? Why is Pisces the Page of Swords in the last 2 weeks of September? Show me. Because of a King of Wands. So it might be that you guys are communicating some truths here to a King of Wands energy. Alright, King of Wands would be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, doesn't have to be, but it might be either, I feel, that you are a communicator, because you're showing as the Page of Swords, and Page of Swords is a natural investigator. This is the type of person that will throw down the gauntlet at someone. They'll communicate what their truth is to someone. So you might be communicating some honest facts. It might be towards an individual here, this King of Wands. Some of you guys, it might be that you're doing some research Maybe because of the King of Wands, you're looking to promote yourself. King of Wands is somebody who's a natural promoter. King of Wands is a public speaker. King of Wands is somebody who's very much in the forefront of business. So it might be some of you guys are doing some form of research here. It might be to move to another level, maybe within your career. You possibly looking at as the King of Wands in this reading here. But also it might be that you're communicating your truth. Why are you communicating your truth? Well, it might be about a person around this, and that's a King of Wands energy. Because in the distant past, the root issue, straight foundation area, your foundation is showing some form of a change, the Wheel of Fortune. And what is this change about? What is this change about with the Wheel of Fortune for Pisces? What is this change about with the Wheel of Fortune for Pisces? Well, it's about the Four of Swords. So the Wheel of Fortune is a change card, okay? It can work either way. It can be either neutral or it can be it can be either positive or it can be negative, Pisces. So some of you guys, the root issue, the foundation is showing some form of a fortunate change here. It's around, the situation is around the Four of Wands, Four of Swords. So Four of Swords shows passive energy. I think there's been a movement in a situation here. There's been a change, and the Wheel of Fortune is usually a change that comes in for the better. It doesn't always though, but I feel that this is kind of neutral in what it's trying to tell us. Four of Swords is the reason for this card. So to me, this was a time of maybe stagnation with the Four of Swords. It was a time of passivity, maybe a time to draw back, contemplate. But also the Four of Swords shows inactivity, okay? So it might be that there's been a change either in somebody's inactivity. It could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person, or it could simply be that there was a situation that wasn't moving with this Four of Swords. It might have been the last 4 weeks, 4 months, maybe swords are usually months within the tarot. It might have been that something had stagnated for the last 4 months, and it might be with this Wheel of Fortune that's saying that now finally the wheel changes, it moves, and suddenly something that was stagnant is now no longer stagnant as the foundation. So I'm seeing changes and moves happening here after a period of time. As a result of that, you've experienced the Queen of Cups. Why has Pisces experienced the Queen of Cups in the recent past? Well, because of the Five of Swords. So I feel that there is some introspection going on here. And I think that you're showing as the Queen of Cups, Pisces. I think you've been going through some form of emotional introspection here. You might have also been experiencing some form of healing with this Queen of Cups. It looks to me like it was over some form of severed situation. So it might be that around you there was a situation with this Four of Swords that had laid quite dormant for some time. Maybe 4 weeks, 4 months. But there's a change. So whatever this, if it's a person that's been dormant, the Wheel of Fortune says for me that they've come back in. All right, there's been a change around somebody's dormancy. Maybe somebody didn't contact you, they didn't speak, and suddenly this is happening now. Suddenly there's been a change in a situation that was dormant, it'd been laid to rest for a certain time, but there's been a change. It could be maybe there's been a change in some form of contact that's coming for some of you guys, or a situation is no longer sort of in a state of suspension, it's moving. And as a result of that, it might be that you're healing. Well, if you're healing, what are you healing around? It might be that there was a rift in a relationship with that Five of Swords energy, there was severance, but it could also be that you're doing, as a result of this change in that stagnant energy, that maybe you're doing some emotional introspection because there are still issues going on, the Five of Swords. Five of Swords shows advantage takers, it shows piss takers, it also shows people that are actually taking advantage of a situation here. The influence around you are the Queen of Swords. Why is the Queen of Swords the influence around Pisces? Why is the Queen of Swords the influence around Pisces? Show me. Because of the Hermit. So, I feel that you guys, the influences around you are kind of cutting something out, or you're kind of desensitizing yourself to a situation with this Queen of Swords energy showing up here. I feel also the Queen of Swords is kind of saying, as your influence, it's about taking a very logical and rational view on a situation, which is what she actually does. Because of the Hermit, some of you guys might have withdrawn for a certain amount of time to seek some introspection, which is why the energies around you are the Ten of Cups. Why the energies around Pisces in the last 2 weeks of September, the Ten of Cups. Why are the energies around Pisces, the Ten of Cups, in the last 2 weeks of September? Show me. Because of the Seven of Wands. difficult energy in a way, because the Ten of Cups is usually about emotional fulfillment. So it might be that the energies are, because what I'm seeing here is some of you guys are speaking the truth, I feel, with this Page of Swords, because you're showing us the Page of Swords. So you're ready for battle here. When you're the Page of Swords, you're ready to strike out. And because swords mean ideas and also words, it could be that you're communicating truth. You might be communicating your truth to a King of Wands. Male or female, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or somebody with the character traits of a King of Wands. King of Wands can also be a cheater within the tarot. King of Wands is not the most trustworthy individual, okay? So I think that you're communicating your truth to an individual, a very fiery individual here, all right? Might also be that you're communicating your truth, because as the King of Wands, it shows somebody who's irritated or annoyed. So if it's not a person, it might be that you're communicating your truth because you're really at boiling point. When you get a King of Wands, he not only shows us somebody who's a traveller, a business person, somebody who's a great public speaker, somebody who's got great confidence, but it can also show us somebody who's highly, highly inflamed and irritated. He's all in red, and he can show us somebody who gets really angry. So it might be that you're communicating your truth. It might be as the King of Wands that you're really angry and irritated. The root energy is that there's been a change. This Wheel of Fortune. A change in a situation that had lain dormant for a time. It might be a person laid dormant with you. It could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You're seeking some emotional introspection, I feel, because you're showing us the Queen of Cups. This is your sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So you're doing some emotional introspection here, I feel. I don't think you're healing. I think you're doing emotional introspection because of a rift. Five of Swords. Some form of conflict with another person or others, in which the influences around you might be cutting certain people out because you seem to be with this Hermit card withdrawing. You might also be cutting out maybe somebody that withdrew from you with the Hermit. It might be Virgo. Which is why the focus is maintaining the status quo within your life of happiness, fulfillment, contentment, because I feel that you guys with this Seven of Wands are actually blocking an individual out. I think that you're actually saying no to someone here. Okay, around this present situation for you Pisces individuals. If you do that, the most likely outcome will be the Page of Wands. And why is the Page of Wands the most likely outcome? Why is the Page of Wands the most likely outcome for Pisces? Well, because of Temperance. So I feel that you guys with this Page of Wands are actually taking some form of a new exciting direction. You're going ahead with whatever plans you've got. You are following your passions. You're taking a new path essentially with that Page of Wands. You're getting out and about. You're enjoying life. Why is that? Because I feel that you have achieved some form of peace. You've got the Temperance card showing here, and Temperance means when you are making adjustments in your life that lead to balance and harmony. So you're feeling balanced and harmonious in doing this. I do think that you guys are angry with someone. I think somebody's done something to you in the past. I think that they've come back. They're from these cards, the Wheel of Fortune, because of the Four of Swords. Four of Swords can show somebody who's been withdrawn for a time, but there's the Wheel of Fortune showing up as the foundation. There's a change that's coming. It could have been unexpected. What is that change about? The Four of Swords. It's either a situation that's been stagnant or a person that's been withdrawn for a time. And I feel that if that's the case, this person's come back. It might be an air sign individual. But you still have your guard up because you're doing the Queen of Cups energy. You're seeking emotional introspection, and that emotional introspection is around maybe some form of severance. So if this person withdrew, it might be that they'd cut you out. Okay, with this Five of Swords energy, it might be that you're seeking introspection over the severance within whatever this relationship was, and as a result of that, you might be cutting out this Queen of Swords being the influence around you. So you're taking the hard ass line with the Queen of Swords energy. Could be over a Hermit. The Hermit is looking into the Queen of Swords. So sometimes when you get a Hermit looking into a card, it's seeking it. It's showing that there's interest there. So it might be, and you can see the Queen of Swords is putting its sword up against the Hermit. So the Hermit is saying, I'm interested, and this Queen is saying, no. So it might be that there's somebody who's reevaluated, they've come back, and you're kind of saying no to this situation, which is why the energies are showing us you guys feeling the most harmonious, the most balanced, the most happiest, because I feel that you guys have blocked someone out. And the most likely outcome from doing that is the Page of Wands. Seeking new directions, happier times, happier directions, because you're feeling far more emotionally balanced and complete with this particular Temperance card. So I feel that so far, Pisces, what we're looking at here is somebody potentially that's come back. You're communicating your truth. It could be to an Aries individual, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person, possibly a Virgo individual that I'm looking at here as well. You do have this Four of Swords for the reason for that Wheel of Fortune. You have got that Five of Swords. They're both Gemini, Libra, Aquarius cards. The reason for your introspection with that Queen of Cups. So my gamble would be for some of you guys, this could be an air sign individual, possibly. And air signs and fire signs can sometimes, some readers interchange both signs. So sometimes you can read an air sign as a fire, and sometimes you can read a fire as an air. So it might be an air sign stroke fire sign individual. In the immediate future though, you've got the Queen of Wands. What is this situation about the Queen of Wands? Tell me a little bit about why they're experiencing the Queen of Wands in the immediate future. Because of the world. I feel that this is about experiencing for you guys. I don't think that this is a person. I feel that this is you. And I feel that the energy is showing that you're experiencing the most confidence. You're feeling that you're most confident with this Queen of Wands because you've been able to end a cycle. World card usually means when you're ending a cycle and you're starting a fresh beginning. What you'll experience coming in is strength. Why is Pisces experiencing strength coming in? Why is Pisces experiencing strength coming in? Well, because of justice. And I feel that you are experiencing very high confidence, Pisces, because justice also means completion of a matter, and it also means the ending of a cycle. It means the settlement of some form of a matter here. So I feel that you're experiencing strength, and that is real inner strength, I feel, for some of you guys, because there's been settlement on some form of a matter here. And we can see the World card also. There are certain cards within the Tarot that represent the ending of a cycle, the settlement of a matter, death, justice. World card is another one that shows up, and they're nice energies because they really do show that something's come full circle for you. So I feel that something has definitely come full circle for some of you guys in the latter stages of September 2017. Your hopes will be the Six of Swords. Why is Pisces hopes the Six of Swords? Why are Pisces hopes the Six of Swords? I feel that your Six of Swords, as a hope, is that you can move on, possibly because with the Five of Pentacles you feel isolated and lost without this individual. All right, possibly that the Six of Swords is your hope that you can overcome the mental blockages of whatever this situation is, because you know that you're going to have to leave this individual behind. Five of Pentacles usually means isolating oneself, usually means feeling out of the loop, feeling out of a relationship. Might be that you can overcome this situation because of the Five of Pentacles. Maybe some of you guys were codependent on an individual, or very dependent on an individual for warmth, for I don't know whether it's love, but for some form of, you know, dependency factor. I think that you were very dependent. The Five of Pentacles can show when you're dependent on another person. So it might be that you can move on from, and the Five of Pentacles can also show a relationship that's unhealthy between a couple of people, because they're only supporting each other because they've got no other support around them. So it might be that your hopes will be to move on. It could be from a relationship that was unstable. Five of Pentacles. It could be that you're able to move on from feeling senses of loss and instability with that Five of Pentacles. It might be the hopes are to move on through the help of others, because this can also be where people are supporting you. And the outcome shows for you guys the Three of Wands. Why is the outcome the Three of Wands for Pisces? Why is the outcome the Three of Wands for Pisces? Show me. Because of the Seven of Swords. Okay, so Three of Wands, you are now in the overall outcome. I feel that this is about looking to the future. It could be with the Seven of Wands. Because of the Seven of Wands, you've avoided something here. When you get, I want to see what that Seven of Wands is looking back at, actually. Okay, what is this Seven of Wands looking back at? What is the Seven of Wands looking back at? The Moon. Seven of Swords is not a great card with the Moon, because it suggests underhandedness that's kept secret. So it might be that you're looking to the future because you are, or you're looking past, because you've got this Three of Wands, you guys are looking to the future. Well, why are you doing that? It might be that you're looking ahead and you're putting something behind you. It could be because there was an underhanded and very deceptive individual around you. It might be that this was the Five of Swords, Four of Swords person. It might be that this person is the same person. I think that this Four of Swords and Five of Swords are the same individual showing here. Okay, I think this person took time out. I think with the Wheel of Fortune, they changed their mind. They came back. I feel that you've done introspection with that Queen of Cups because of the Five of Swords. Maybe because they severed the relationship. Maybe because they cut you out and you're thinking, well, do I really want this person back? I feel that in the influences you guys, with the Queen of Swords, you're being hard at here. You might be telling somebody about their business. Queen of Swords is not immune to telling somebody that she doesn't like them, telling them the truth. You are facing that Hermit energy there. So this is somebody who's seeking something. And I think that you're showing us this Queen of Swords. This is somebody who's shining their light on you. They're saying, you know, there is still interest here, and you're saying, I don't think so. Okay, I think you're cutting somebody out here, and that's why you're feeling the most happiest and the most content in blocking somebody out with that Seven of Wands. I feel that the most likely outcome from that is this Page of Wands energy, where you're going to be sort of just moving forward in a far more happier and enthusiastic way. It could be taking a holiday, it could be taking up new hobbies, which is what the Page of Wands is. It could be doing all sorts of glorious and happy things, but that's because you've achieved some form of balance and healing within your life, and I feel it's without this person showing here. Okay, you guys, as a result of that, I feel in the outcome is saying, you know what, hell no, I'm looking to the future, I'm putting this behind me. Why are you putting this behind you? Because I feel that there might have been a very underhanded person who was very deceptive with that Moon card. Okay, and it's also that you could be avoiding. Whenever I see the Seven of Swords looking back at something, I know it's avoiding something. It might be that you're avoiding confusion. You might be that you're avoiding your deep feelings, because Moon means deep feelings as well. It might be that you're avoiding something that could cause you angst. But there's definitely avoiding either somebody that you didn't trust, or it could be avoiding kind of getting yourself into something that is not right for you. Let's quickly do the reading again before we conclude, Pisces. So you guys are showing up as the Page of Swords, and when you're the Page of Swords, you're either doing some research potentially, or it could be that you're standing up for the truth, you're speaking your truth. And I do think that you guys are speaking the truth. It might be to an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, doesn't have to be. If it's not, it might be a cheater or somebody who's not being honest, because King of Wands can often show us something of a cheating card within the tarot. It might be that this person here is very good at the old, because this is what King of Wands is, very good at the old charm, but you're telling somebody about their truth. It could also be that you're standing up for the truth, you're communicating your truth, because you're extraordinarily pissed off and angry and irritated. King of Wands can show us somebody who's very, very annoyed, they're very angry, and they're very pissed off. The root issue, or the foundation, in your foundation, so the foundation area shows what the reason is for everything. It seems that there was a change that came in for you guys, and what was that change around? It was around the Four of Swords. Now, I'm reading this as a person, probably. It was either a situation that had been stagnant, maybe for the past 4 weeks, 4 months, or it could be somebody who was laying low, they'd withdrawn from you. But I reckon that if there's been a change around this person, they've come back. They've said, oh, hello, haven't seen you in ages, how you doing? However, you guys in the recent past have been doing a lot of emotional introspection, and when you're the Queen of Cups, what you're doing is you're looking at a situation and you're saying, okay, how do I feel about this? So you've been very sort of emotionally driven in the decisions that you've been making, and those emotionally driven ideas and decisions that you Pisces people, some of you guys have been making, have been based on the Five of Swords. So it might be for some of you guys, you've been saying to yourself, should I cut this person out again? Or you've been doing some emotional introspection over what this person did to you. Did this person cut you out, for example? Or did you cut them out because they were with somebody else? And as a result of that, I feel that the influences around you guys are the Queen of Swords, and this is about being logical and rational and not being driven by the heart, but being driven, Pisces, by the head. And I think that a lot of you guys are being driven by the head, and you're saying to yourself, actually, this feels to me like I should cut this individual out. Could be because they withdrew, but also if I wanted to look at both cards together, the Hermit is pointing its light into the Queen of Swords. It's saying, I'm showing an interest in you, and the Queen of Swords is saying, no. So you're putting your guard up. The influences are that I feel for some of you guys, you're putting your guard up about someone, you decided to cut them out. Could either be by the truth, communicating with them the truth, or simply saying, I'm not interested. Which is why the influences around you guys, the energies around you, are the greatest happiness with that Ten of Cups. And why is that? Because I feel that you are protecting yourself, you're protecting your home, you're potentially protecting your family, but also I feel that you're saying, these 6 wands are this person saying, give it to me, and you're saying no. I'm seeing no in the 7 of Wands, and I'm seeing no in the Queen of Swords. Okay, which is why the most likely outcome for the last 2 weeks in September, Pisces, will be you guys as this Page of Wands energy. And what you're doing as the Page of Wands energy is you're saying, you know what, actually I'm making an announcement here. My announcement is that I feel really great about myself. So some of you guys might be announcing to this person, I've achieved harmony and balance. That's why I don't really want to upset the apple cart. I'm cutting you out. I'm happy with the way that things are. And what I'm announcing to you with this Page of Wands is that I am feeling rejuvenated, I'm feeling healthy, and I'm feeling more balanced without having you in my life. Some of you guys, it might be that you're, exploring other new, fresh, exciting opportunities within your life because of the Temperance card. You're feeling healthier, better, far more balanced about stuff going on in your life. You'll experience the Queen of Wands coming in because of the world. Could be a person around you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Female usually with this Queen of Wands. Maybe there's some form of great success, but this really for me kind of says that this might be your energy showing up in the immediate future, experiencing the greatest confidence you guys are. Why is that? Because I think that you've ended a cycle within your life and you're starting over onto something new. You'll experience strength as an influence coming in, and this is inner strength, inner self-belief. Why is that? Because you've settled a matter with that Justice energy. You've made the biggest decision that you could have made for some of you Pisces, okay? And it's leaving you feeling very, very balanced. Your hopes will be to move on. Well, what are you moving on from? A very unstable, possibly unhealthy situation with that Five of Pentacles energy. And the outcome shows you guys turning the back. When you're the Three of Wands as the client, you're turning your back. You're turning your back on the past. Why is that? Possibly it could have been about an underhanded and deceptive, underhanded Seven of Swords, deceptive person. So it's basically a liar who doesn't speak the truth. They've got a lot of secrets. You're turning your back on that energy of an individual. But it could also be the outcome is that you're turning your back because what you're avoiding could be your deep feelings on the matter. Maybe there are still things that you haven't kind of dealt with, or there's still things you're not willing to face up to, but it could also be that you're avoiding confusion, maybe, all right? It's something that could lead to confusion or could lead to anxiety or hurt. It's a brilliant, brilliant reading. I think that you're really doing things on your own terms, and I think that you're very, very solid in your decisions. Let's get what the angel cards are saying to you guys. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Pisces in the final 2 weeks of September 2017? What is the advice that you have for Pisces in the final 2 weeks of September 2017? Show me. It says that you've got success, and that's brilliant. So I feel that if you carry on, for those of you that this resonates with, if you carry on carrying on, okay, there's somebody here that I feel has come back, and they've come back after a time. Could be 4 weeks or 4 months, judging by that Four of Swords, but they've been withdrawn. And you've got that Wheel of Fortune to change because of the Four of Swords. Okay, so the situation around that change is saying to me that, there was something that was passive, it was withdrawn, and there's been a change around that. And you're doing a lot of emotional introspection on whether you want to cut that out, or you're doing emotional introspection on maybe what that person did to you with that Five of Swords energy. But it's saying to me that if you carry on doing whatever it is that you're doing, Pisces, you're going to have success. For some of you guys, there is no place within your world for either a liar, a deceiver, or somebody who's not being honest with you, who maybe for some of you guys wants another chance. That is your reading, Pisces, for the last 2 weeks in September. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I will speak to you guys really soon. Take care.